One of the most memorable characters in the Eddsworld universe is probably Zanta Claus. He's like if Aku from Samurai Jack pretended to be Santa Claus. He's both scary and hilarious. He also does his job like Jack Skellington tried to do it in The Nightmare Before Christmas, making every kid's Christmas not quite so merry. There were 3 episodes of the show that prominently featured him. This one doesn't count. Starting with the 2007 Eddsworld Christmas special simply called Zanta Claus. Now, why am I covering the Zanta Claus episodes in their own separate videos when I talked about all 3 Zombie Attack episodes in just one video? Well, Zombie Attack 1 to 3 weren't quite big enough to warrant individual reviews, but the Zanta Claus episodes, I think they are. You'll see why when I give you the plot summary. An evil, undead version of Santa Claus is going into houses on the street, finding all the bad children, and doing that. And it turns out that Ed and the guys are on his naughty list, so basically their goal is to not get eaten by a horrific-looking zombie in a Santa Claus costume. A typical Christmas conundrum. For the first Santa Claus episode, you might be shocked to see how simple the story is, but from my perspective, it's kinda like going back to the first Crash Bandicoot game. You see the groundwork be laid out for its successors, and going back to it is a neat experience, but while the first Crash game got increasingly difficult to sit through, Santa Claus 1 is nowhere near as frustrating. It also doesn't feel as thrown together at the last minute as the 2005 Christmas special. The story might be basic, but at least you can tell that some thought and care went into it, and that's made clear with the humor as well. This episode has some of the funniest jokes and visual gags I've ever seen in anything Eddsworld related. I'm serious. What's not to love about Zanta accusing Tom of eating a pie that we see him holding, only to cut to the next shot of Tom having just eaten the pie? Or when the guys get away from Zanta on a bunch of Coca-Cola trucks, only for Matt to be left behind and stow away on another Coke truck that just happens to be driving by. Or when Zanta's standing on the truck with them and making a threatening statement, but keeps getting whacked in the face by some tree branches, and then the joke is repeated with Tom in the best possible way.
Holy happy holidays in the hat. Holy happy holidays. Holy ha.
Yeah, a lot of these gags could be seen as a bit dumb to most people, but I don't care. No matter how many times I watch this episode, the jokes still make me laugh, and I can't get enough of them. And really, it all just comes down to Zanta himself. Here, he's not as much of a funny villain as he is in future episodes, but the bits with him aren't any less enjoyable. Need I bring up? One of the greatest aspects of his character is undoubtedly his voice. Josh Tomar is the man behind those gravelly pipes, and he brings so much to a character that's, on paper, written kinda flat. But the way he delivers his lines and the qualities he brings to the character, he just gets lost in the role and helps make Zanta Claus something really special. Zanta is one of my favorite characters in the entire series, almost entirely because of Josh's voice. He also voices the real Santa, and he's great in that part too, but Zanta just wouldn't be Zanta without him. Getting back on topic, the first Zanta Claus episode is classic. If I'd been an Eddsworld fan in 2007 and saw this episode for the first time, this is just the kind of Christmas special I would have wanted Eddsworld to do. Something funny, something twisted, something eccentric, something bizarre, something that no other animated series, whether on TV or on the internet, would ever do. Out of the Zanta Claus trilogy, this one isn't my personal favorite, but when it comes to Eddsworld episodes in general, Zanta Claus 1 is surely near the top on my nice list.